few minutes to log on, or a few seconds anyways. I am using what I call my pilot's headset today. I was going to go without and just use the microphone on my phone, but unfortunately it just wasn't wanting to work. So today, this is what we're doing. And also, I am using my phone for the first time to go live. I'm so excited because hitting 1,000 subscribers means that I get to go live from my cell phone. So that's really cool. I have some exciting things planned. For example, maybe taking you all for a walk and just out and about this summer. So as I said, we'll just wait for a few minutes and see if anyone wants to join us. If you are joining, please feel free to drop a comment below. I will do my best to read your comments. Because I am on my phone and not my computer, it can be a little difficult for me to sometimes see the comments, but we will give it our best try. So let me throw on my glasses here and have a look at who all we have with us. It's okay. I know it's Sunday and that it's, a day of, usually a lot of people like to spend Sunday just kind of chilling out and relaxing and being with their family and that kind of stuff. So sitting inside with your cell phone or wherever, maybe, you can catch this in the replay. If you are, drop a comment. Let me know you were here. That would be fantastic. So we will get started without further ado. Today, I am going to talk about shoes. But first, I have a little housekeeping to do. With that housekeeping comes an announcement that there will be more merch designs coming out this week, if not two, for sure one. And I will be releasing those designs on both Spreadshirt and Teespring. So I will be leaving the link in the description below for this video, and you'll be able to click on that link and head on over. I am also extending the sale that was going on over at Teespring and Spreadshirt. I think that sale was for 10% off. So I'll continue that sale that's been going on since, I believe it was for a couple of weeks that it went on. So if you didn't get your merchandise and you would like to get a piece of merchandise, please feel free. Head on over to Spreadshirt and Teespring after this conversation and grab your merchandise. Let me have a look at what else. I wrote a few notes down today. So usually I just kind of wing it. But today I thought, let's try and be a little more prepared. It's been a while since I've gone live on Facebook or YouTube. So as I say, yes. So there's a couple other things. So here on YouTube, I made an announcement in the video, sorry about that, from a couple of weeks ago. And that announcement was that I would be doing videos every other week, just to kind of help with time, I guess, basically, to be able to, get things out to you all at the quality by which I like to release things. I like my videos to look and sound good, and that takes editing. So to kind of relieve some pressure on myself, I decided that I would post something every 2 weeks. So the next video will be in 2 weeks, but know this, I am over on TikTok, and my handle over on TikTok is at Lori the Warrior. Again, I will be putting the information in the link below. I post frequently on TikTok as well. I like the platform over there, and I do find some really interesting information. There's a really great community of chronic pain warriors, of rheumatoid disease warriors over there. So yeah, I have added myself to the mix over there and post videos a few times a week usually. So you can keep up to date on content over there as well. But just so you know, the content over on TikTok is very much spiritually based for myself. So, this is the goal of this channel, is to include some spirituality with learning how to live with rheumatoid disease. And like I say, over on TikTok, I do smatter in a lot more spirituality than what I do here on YouTube. So if that's not your thing, just be aware of that. I do speak more and more of spirituality over there. Also, if you are new here, my name is Lori McLean. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis at the age of 2. Of course, back then it was called rheumatoid arthritis, but they're kind of moving away from rheumatoid arthritis now, and it's often referred to as rheumatoid disease. Something that you may not know is the arthritis is actually a symptom of the disease. Make sense? So other things that occur in our body, for example, the arthritis moved into my eyes as well when I was a child. So I have chronic uveitis, which is another symptom of rheumatoid disease. See that we have someone leaving a comment. I am going to take a gander here if I can see these comments. This is totally new to me. So yeah. Lessons from Lila. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for popping in. Good afternoon to you as well. I just want to check and make sure my settings and everything are okay here. Hopefully you can see your own message. So, back to what we're here to talk about today. I have seen so many comments from warriors everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, here on YouTube, people saying what kind of shoes are great for someone with rheumatoid arthritis. Well, shoes have been a constant, what will I say? They've been a constant problem for me growing up. I was diagnosed at 2 years old, as I mentioned, and the arthritis really didn't start to have an effect on my feet until I was probably 8 or 10 years old. That's when my feet really started to deviate, which means turning. In my case, because I was diagnosed as a child, my hands and my feet do curve inwards. If you were diagnosed later on in life with RA, or rheumatoid disease, and it's affecting your joints, most times, actually, not even most times, always, your hands and feet will turn outwards. But if you're diagnosed as a child, like I say, things turn in. So that's what my feet have done. I also have a lot of deformities of the toes. My feet do this. My toes overlap, which makes it really difficult to find shoes. Shoes, like I say, are a constant problem for me, always were. As a child, I needed a lot of support in my shoes to help with, the weak ankles and what was going on there. So I would often opt for a higher topped shoe. Like I say, the ones that lace up around the ankles a bit higher. As I got older, I started to move away from those because I didn't need that as much. And I had supports that were put in, or prosthetics that were put in my shoe to help with the twisting of my feet and so forth. But in the last, I think I came across these shoes about 5 years ago. I was on the hunt for a really good shoe that worked for me. At that time, I was basically living in my sandals because I couldn't find anything that didn't hurt. Now for me, it's not so much about support. It's just about comfort and being able to walk. And as you know, if your feet hurt, well, that impedes everything that you do. So I just, started looking, doing my research, finding out what kind of shoes were soft, because for me, a stiff shoe, that means pain. It presses on, my toes. It's tight around the areas where I may have some swelling and more deformities. Anyway, in my research, I came across Skechers. And, I'd heard of Skechers for years, knew they were out there, but really, honestly, just didn't think they would work for me. Well, was I ever proven wrong? I purchased my first set of Skechers, which was the U by Skechers. I believe it was the Define model, or style. Model, not a vehicle. Style, not model. And it was the best thing. The day that I purchased those shoes, I walked into the store and I was wearing my sandals. It was January here in Canada. It was cold. So I was wearing socks and sandals. Totally unsightly, I was always self-conscious about what I wore on my feet. But when I left that store, I wore those shoes out, and I still have them actually. And believe me, they are wore right out. The foam is coming out, but I don't want to let go of them just in case. Now, I'm sure you can relate. When you find a shoe that works, you want to hold on to that shoe. Now, what I have noticed with Skechers is this. They change their styles from time to time, and I can no longer get that particular shoe. But this year, I did some more digging and research and asked people, what kind of shoes do you suggest? Because just like you, I go to others in the community, who I think know their stuff, and I ask them. So I asked around. One of the first shoes that was suggested, excuse me while I dip out of the camera range here, one of the first shoes that was suggested was the Go Walk by Skechers. Again, sorry, I have a stray hair. And so I went out and I got this shoe. It's been worn, let me tell you. I've been wearing this one a lot as well. So this is the Go Walk by Skechers. It has that nice foamy sole, or insert rather, that we are used to having with Skechers. Yes, these are a bit more what I would consider stiff. They're not quite as soft as the other ones I'm going to show you. So for me, because of the deviation of my foot, my ankle bone, when I have my shoes on, I'll show you, my ankle bone actually sits back here at the back of the shoe. So lots of times anything like this will cause me pain and discomfort because my ankle bone rubs on there. Like I say, that's just from the deviation that's taken place, the twisting of that foot. I buy my shoes at least 1 to 1.5 sizes bigger than what I need. It allows my foot room to swell because my feet do swell. It allows for more room across the toes because even though my feet, my toes overlap like that, I still need a wider area in the toe of my shoe. So if you can find shoes that are also wide fit, that's huge. That will help. Again, like I say, it helps with those pressure points, which is, for me, key, because that's the areas that will get sore first and will cause me to not want to walk anymore. So this is as I say, the Go Walk by Skechers. There's the bottom. They're dirty. I've been wearing them. So yeah, I've had these for a few months now. Every time I order something off of Amazon, a new shoe, I get nervous because I take a good look at it. But I mean, we know the pictures, all of that stuff. It's hard to tell what a shoe will be like. So I go by the reviews and all of that. So these are off Amazon. Again, I will be putting the link in the description below. Know that it's not an affiliate link. No, I don't get anything for suggesting these shoes. I am just suggesting them because they are good shoes. The other shoe that I bought and that is working for me, I bought these in 2 sizes. One that's a bit smaller and one that is a bit bigger. Again, it has to do with however my feet are feeling that day. This is, again, the U by Skechers, and I probably will get this wrong, but I believe that this is the style that's called Passion, but I'll be putting the link in the description below for those as well. These are a lot like those ones that I told you about at the beginning of this, the other U by Skechers that I wore and wore out. What I love about these ones, I hope I can see that okay. These are so stretchy, folks. Again, it's like a spandexy type of material, a knit almost. So, and I mean, look, these shoes, when I have them on, it really feels like I have nothing on my feet, which is important for me. Because as I said, anywhere that is a bit stiffer, it will rub and it hurts. So back here where we had that bit of a problem area on those other shoes, it was a bit more rigid. Again, this is very, very soft and pliable. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt me. So I realize if you need a shoe with a bit more support, this may not be the option for you. But if you want something that's comfortable, that you can, just feel like it's not rubbing anywhere. One of the things I love that I'm going to point out is that there's no stitching in this one. For me, even if there's a stitch that runs along, where my toes may sit, that it becomes excruciating after only a few minutes, and it hurts so much. So, yeah, these shoes, one of my faves. So as I've mentioned, I will put the link to both of these in the description below. Yeah, Skechers. The other thing that I invested in, well, not even invested, it wasn't much of an investment. When I was looking, I thought, okay, so if I don't find new Skechers that work for me, I'm going to need something for the summer, especially, that doesn't hurt, that doesn't rub. Well, I found on Amazon some water shoes, basically just spandex, right, that have a bit of a sole on the bottom. They fit more like a sock than a shoe, but what I like about them is that I can get away with wearing them out and about. I can go into stores, I can go shopping. No one says anything. Now, because sometimes I like to be a little bright in color, that is, I sometimes like tie-dye and, just really brightly colored things. So I got one pair in, like I say, a tie-dye kind of color. And yeah, they're bright and people see them, but they do sell them in black and, any color that you want. Again, the link to those will be going in the description below. So I don't wear those as much, just because I do feel every rock, everything, that I might step on, and it can cause pain. So, like I say, I don't wear them as much, but I do wear them from time to time. I like them around the yard, just to walk around in. If I'm out doing any sort of yard work, I like to wear those. So those are my three options for summer. I still have sandals that I will wear, and the ones I have, I believe, are also a Skechers. My feet, folks, stopped growing rather when I was about, I want to say 8 years old. On a good day, my feet are a size 5, ladies. I can easily wear a kid's size 4 sandal. Now, that was just part of the progression of the disease. My hands and my feet stayed quite small. So again, that makes it really difficult to find shoes. So what I started doing, as I mentioned earlier, was buying a size bigger, a size and a half bigger, and that helps. Because I don't have a lot of movement in my toes, I don't have to worry about tripping over the ends of my shoes, right? If they're a little bit like flippers, it doesn't matter, because, like I say, I don't have any movement in the ends of my toes, so that's not a problem. I tend to just walk, with a flat foot, except for the fact that, as I've said, I do tend to lean over a bit. So yeah, I see your comments coming in, which is great. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to put on my glasses and I'm going to pull you guys a little bit closer while I read comments and see what y'all are saying today. Sorry about that. Let's have a look here. Yeah, we're hippies, right, Lila? Yeah, thank you so much. Birkenstocks. I have never worn Birkenstocks. I've wondered about them. So I might have to try those. You're not the first person to mention Birkenstocks that has rheumatoid disease. I know that there are a lot of us out there that do swear by their Birkenstocks. So I may have to try those out. Now, the only problem I have is I can't wear flip-flops and something that doesn't have a strap around the back. Kind of like a toddler that way, actually. Yeah, so say I would have to find some that maybe had a few straps, around the ankle and so forth, but I will definitely be looking into those as well. Shoes, right? Man, they are so difficult to find good shoes that work for us. Yeah. Oh, let me see. What'd you say? Oh, okay. Good to know. Okay, I won't. Okay. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? If it's a hard sole shoe, forget about it. I know even when I was a kid, my mom would would struggle with finding shoes that worked for me. As I said, I wore a higher topped shoe or boot. In fact, I wore a lace up cowboy boot for years. At that time, I needed the support because my ankle would just roll so easily. And it still does, I suppose, but not as bad as it used to. I think there's some fusing that's happened in the ankle, so it doesn't roll as much anymore. Let me tell you, when it does, it hurts like hell. You know what I'm talking about, right? So yeah, like I say, finding a shoe, goodness, that is just so difficult. The other thing I do, if my feet are hurting me, a few years ago, I invested in a Dr. Scholl's foot bath. And I swear by that thing. I'll throw some Epsom salt in there at the end of the day if I've been on my feet a lot and they're hurting. I'll throw Epsom salt with some cooler water. I definitely have found over the years that cold is way better than heat for me. Heat will cause throbbing pain. So yeah, I use cool water. I've even been known to throw some ice cubes in there and do sort of an ice bath in the Dr. Scholl's foot bath. But it helps. It really does. So after a long day, like I say, if I've been on my feet and I'm hurting and my feet tend to burn and just ache so bad. And I have a bone on the side of my foot that kind of sticks out. And it's where it's deviated, like that. So this area here would be that bone that sticks out. And it's just the way the foot is twisted. And like I say, they're pretty funky. My feet. So yeah, anyway, that is what I wanted to mention today was footwear, because I know that can be a really big problem for so many of us. And rather than putting out, just a regular old video released on Sundays, I thought I would go live. And as I mentioned, I'm so excited because now that I'm over the 1,000 subscribers, thank you, by the way, to each and every one of you that has subscribed. It does truly mean the world to me that you are all here. And I love this community that's forming and taking place. It's amazing. It really is. But now, as I mentioned at the top, that I have over 1,000 subscribers, I can go live from my cell phone. So that means we have a bit of, we can travel, we can do things, and I can go live and take you all with me, which I love. Yeah. So that is, I'm just going to check the comments here. I'm not going to keep you all too long today because at least here it is absolutely gorgeous. It is so gorgeous outside. Okay. So, yeah, that's exactly it, Lila. They hurt so much. And it's those small bones, right, in our hands and our feet. That's what's usually affected first and the most is those small bones in hand and feet. Yeah, as a kid, it was my feet and wrists were the first that my mom noticed that something was going on. I started to get lumps on the top of my wrists, and let me just take my watch off. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this on this camera, but I still have, let me take a gander here. I still have right in here. They're so, there we go. You can kind of see that lump a little bit there. And there's a scar there because a doctor way back when thought that it was a ganglion and was going to take it off. And he went in there and found out it's not a ganglion. So yeah, but they sit like right here on that wrist bone rather, and right on that tendon. It's synovial fluid is what it is. It's not a ganglion. I had those on the sides of my ankles, and that my mom started to realize at about 18 months old that this was happening, that I was getting these lumps on my feet. So that was what tipped her off that there was something going on. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you any longer, but I will be going live, as I said, a lot more often now that I've got the techie issues kind of figured out. And yeah. So if you're watching this in the replay, go ahead and post your comments and your questions below, because what I am going to do is I'll roll those questions ahead to the next live video and I'll answer them then. Just see another comment coming in. Next time, maybe I'll convince my wife and she'll be able to She'll be able to read the comments to me. I'll convince her. She'll get in front of the camera. Or maybe she'll sit behind the camera and read the comments. So anyway, I'm going to tap off for now and go enjoy. It's an absolutely gorgeous day here. It is, I believe we're getting to a high of 24, 25. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but in Celsius, it's very nice. It's very, very nice. This coming week, it's going to be about 35 degrees in the sun. So yeah, I don't do great in the heat, but I do love the nice weather. So I hope that you will also be having gorgeous weather this week, enjoying some beautiful outside fresh air. If you can, take your shoes, take your socks off rather. Walk on the bare ground. So good, so good for us. Anyway, I will sign off and I will see you all next time. Oh, sorry, one more thing. Everything that I've mentioned will be in the description box below. The links to the new merchandise will be released in the upcoming days. And yeah, anyway, this is it for real. I'm really signing off now. Everybody take care. Bye for now.